Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
I'm going to say something right now that's going to make Phillies fans lose their minds, but it needs to be said. Alec Bohm needs to be traded this winter, and if Dave Dombrowski doesn't pull the trigger on this move, we're looking at another wasted season. Not next year, not eventually, right now, this December, before spring training, before we convince ourselves that maybe this year will be different, because it won't be different. Alec Bohm is what he is at this point, and what he is isn't good enough for a championship team. And the longer we pretend otherwise, the more we're sabotaging our chances of actually winning anything meaningful. I know what you're about to say. Bohm hit 300 last year. He made the All-Star team. He's been consistent offensively, and you're right about all of that, but you're missing the bigger picture. Baseball isn't just about batting average anymore. It's about total value. It's about what you contribute in all aspects of the game. And when you actually break down Bohm's complete profile as a player, the numbers are damning. This is a guy who provides league average offense at best while being an absolute disaster defensively at a position where defense actually matters. That's not an asset. That's a liability we're choosing to carry for no good reason. Let's start with the defense, because this is where Bohm kills us and everyone just shrugs like it doesn't matter. Third base is a premium defensive position. You need range, you need a good arm, you need quick reactions and the ability to make plays on balls in the hole. Bohm has none of those things. His range is below average. His arm is questionable at best. His footwork is sloppy. He makes routine plays look difficult and difficult plays look impossible. How many times have we watched him boot a ground ball in a crucial situation? How many throws has he sailed into the dugout? How many runs have scored directly because Alec Bohm can't play defense at a major league level? The advanced metrics confirm what our eyes tell us. Bohm's defensive runs saved are negative. His ultimate zone rating is terrible. Every single defensive metric says the same thing. He's a bad defensive third baseman, and it's not like he's improving. This is his 5th year in the majors. This is who he is. He's not suddenly going to develop better hands or a stronger arm. We're watching the finished product, and the finished product is a first baseman playing out of position because we have Bryce Harper at first and nowhere else to put Bohm. Now let's talk about the offense, because even there, Bohm isn't the player people think he is. Yeah, he hit 300. Great, but his on-base percentage is mediocre because he doesn't walk. His slugging percentage is average because he doesn't hit for much power. He's not driving in runs at an elite level. He's not getting on base at an elite level. He's just a guy who hits a lot of singles and occasionally doubles. And in today's game, that's replacement level production. You can find that anywhere. You don't need to dedicate a roster spot to a defensive liability to get that kind of offensive output. And the power outage is particularly concerning. Bohm plays half his games in Citizens Bank Park, one of the most hitter-friendly ballparks in baseball, and he still can't hit 20 home runs. Third basemen across the league are hitting 25, 30, 35 home runs. We've got a guy who maxes out at 15, and we're supposed to act like that's acceptable. The position has evolved. Third base is now a power position. You need guys who can change games with one swing. Bohm isn't that. He's never going to be that. And every day he's in our lineup is a day we're getting substandard production from a position where we should have a significant advantage. Here's what really kills me about Bohm. He's not young anymore. He's 28 years old. This isn't a prospect we're waiting to develop. This isn't a guy who might figure it out in another year or two. He is what he is, and we're acting like he's some untouchable piece of our core, when in reality, he's probably the most replaceable player on our entire roster. There are minor leaguers who could come up and give us 80% of Bohm's production. There are free agents available every year who are better players. But we're stuck in this sunk cost fallacy where we can't admit that our former first-round pick isn't actually that good. The trade value is the key point here, and this is why it has to happen now. Bohm still has perceived value around the league. He hit 300. He made an all-star team. Some team that's desperate for infield help is going to look at his batting average and think they're getting a quality player. That's your window. That's when you strike. You trade Bohm while other GMs still think he's good, and you get back something actually useful, maybe a controllable starting pitcher, maybe a legitimate power bat for the outfield, maybe prospect capital to restock the barren farm system, Whatever it is, it's better than keeping Bohm and watching him provide marginal value while costing us games with his defense. Think about what we could do with that roster spot. We could sign a real third baseman who actually plays defense. We could move someone from another position. We could call up a prospect and see what they've got. Literally, any of those options is better than running Bohm out there for another year and pretending he's part of a championship solution. He's not. He's a flaw in our roster construction that we keep ignoring because he's familiar and he doesn't rock the boat and he hits for a decent average. But championships aren't won by guys who are just okay. They're won by complete players who contribute in all facets, and Bohm isn't that. The playoff performance is another red flag that everyone conveniently forgets. When the lights are brightest, when we need him most, Bohm has been invisible or worse. He disappears at the plate. His defensive issues get magnified. He becomes a liability we can't hide. And yet we keep penciling him into the lineup like he's going to magically transform into a different player when it matters most. It's not going to happen. October Bohm is who the real Bohm is. The regular season numbers are inflated by playing bad teams and low-pressure situations. When it counts, he's not good enough. The opportunity cost is staggering when you really think about it. Every game Bohm plays third base is a game we could have someone better playing there. Every at-bat he gets is an at-bat that could go to a player with more upside. Every dollar we pay him in arbitration is money that could go toward actually improving the roster. We're actively choosing to be worse by keeping him, and for what? Loyalty, comfort, fear of making a move? None of those are good reasons. The only thing that should matter is putting the best possible team on the field, and Bohm isn't part of that equation. Let me be very clear about something. I'm not saying Bohm is a terrible person or that he doesn't try hard. By all accounts, he's a good teammate and he works. But that doesn't change the baseball reality. He's not good enough to be the starting third baseman on a championship team. He's a utility infielder at best, a platoon bat, a guy you carry on the bench for matchups. He's not an everyday player on a roster with actual championship aspirations. And the sooner we accept that, the sooner we can move on and actually upgrade the position. The comparables around the league are embarrassing. Look at what other contenders have at third base. The Braves have Austin Riley putting up MVP caliber numbers. The Dodgers have guys who can actually field the position. Even teams worse than us have better third basemen than Alec Bohm. We're getting lapped at a position where we should have an advantage, and it's entirely self-inflicted. We could fix this tomorrow with one trade, but we won't because we've convinced ourselves Bohm is part of the solution when he's clearly part of the problem. The defensive miscues in big spots have directly cost us games and probably playoff series. I'm not exaggerating. Go back and watch crucial moments from our playoff exits. How many times did Bohm make an error or fail to make a play that extended innings or allowed runs? It's a pattern. It's predictable. And yet we keep acting like it's bad luck or coincidence when it's actually just the natural result of playing a bad defensive player at an important defensive position. That's on us. That's organizational malpractice. Here's the bottom line that Phillies fans need to accept. We have a very limited window with this core. Every decision matters. Every roster spot matters. We cannot afford to carry passengers or players who don't move the needle. Alec Bohm is both of those things. He's taking up a spot that could be filled by someone who actually helps us win a championship. And every day we delay trading him is another day we're choosing to be worse than we could be. The time to move him is now, while he still has value, while we can get something useful back, while we still have a chance to fix this flaw before it's too late. If we wait, if we convince ourselves to give him another year, we're going to regret it. We're going to watch him cost us more games with his glove, provide mediocre production with his bat, and wonder why we didn't act when we had the chance. Trade Alec Bohm. Do it now, before his value completely evaporates and we're stuck with him for another wasted season.